Yo, welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 game development live stream where we're back in our gas course project, an action game built from scratch using Unreal Engine 5, C++, blueprints, the gameplay ability system plugin, and all that good stuff. How's it going, Casper? Thanks for popping in. Hope everyone's doing good. Hey, Talos, thank you for jumping in as well. Today we're going to try to wrap up at least the basics for our hit stop system so that we can move on to some other stuff when it comes to our melee combat. Because what I would like to do next is fix up how we're doing the melee traces and things like that, because I think we'll have, maybe we can create our own subsystem for this one too. Maybe like a local player subsystem or something that can be used to process the hits. Because right now I have to kind of force a do once because the overlaps are being generated multiple times and send events to the instigator for the same target. So it's kind of repeating some different things. So we need to try to clean that up, make it more accessible, maybe try to make it a little bit data-driven. And then we have some things like hit effects where we can like maybe have like a unique material, obviously we have damage types, and we have the hit reaction, and then we have where we're launching the character. It's like all kind of messy at the moment. So, the goal is to kind of clean this up, make some things easier to manage. So let's go ahead and do that. So last time, assuming things still work, we have global time dilation. So we have like a hit stop happening here. But it's global. We don't really want global. Maybe for other cases we do, but some other cases we may not. So I want to try to do custom or local time dilation for that. And we already have the code sort of in place. We have one function that says, add hit stop, and it provides the hit stop data, and then we're using the data within it to actually write through the information. But I think we can hopefully separate this out into different queues. Just so we have like a global one and a local one. But for now, for the sake of prototyping and getting this to function, let's go ahead and just brute force what we want to do. So we have this enum that we created for the local versus global. So we did stuff in the global already, so now let's just do local, and we can pretty much basically do very similar things. So I should be able to copy and paste this code, honestly. But instead of set global time dilation, I have to do it now. I have to do like an iteration kind of thing. But I'm not sure how, because I have affected actors and I need to go over that array. So I'll have to probably say like if this type is local and active time dilation, affected actors is not empty. Now I feel like I need to I don't know if I need to do this with, I know I have to do a for loop, for each loop or something to that effect. But I'm not sure what the best way to clean this up would be. Because I know I need to do an iteration. I feel like I should be doing this stuff first. So I think I could do like yeah, no matter what, we don't really want to set, we always want to do an iteration. So let me just do this iteration. So I want to say float, and then I'm going to say dilation and do something like that. Like, I feel like I don't have to do that up here, you know? I should be able to do that outside of this loop. And then I can just do for this, go and then say custom time dilation equals dilation. And then this is why I kind of want to make it like separate functions, because this is kind of messy. So let's try to do that now. So we have a TQ dot time, we'll say global time dilation queue, and then we'll make another queue local, and then active global, active local, and then we're gonna do so add global hit stop, add local hit stop, and then process hit stops, I think, can stay the same. Or maybe I have to do process for both of them. So process global hit stops. So let's change things that need to be global. So add global hit stop, process global hit stops. Boom, boom, boom. So let's add these. This is going to be process global. Let me stop playing an editor for a second. Then there's process local. And there's local time dilation queue. This. And then it's process local ones. So we gotta do very similar things. So let's take out all of the stuff about local. And yeah, we don't need to check this global tag thing anymore, and I think we can get rid of that as part of our struct, and we can not declare that anymore, I don't think. What else? So we can nuke all that. So that should be good. Active time. Let me see, global. queued. I think. Let's just see if that compiles. Because I'm not so sure. And I think instead of having affected actors as part of the struct, I could just ask it as part of the local hit stop stuff. So we'll definitely get rid of that. So we can add that there. Like this. We should be able to get rid of that. Let's see what Ryder thinks of this whole situation. See if I broke anything. Because I don't know what will happen. Nah, cash money. You have a lot of faith in me. Okay, so active time dilation is not a thing. What did I do? Let's see what the damage is. So, I mean, technically it's here, but I think I named it different. Yeah, so active with global. Time to hardcore replace. You do you, boo-boo? Yeah, of course. I don't know if you can see the kitty. Kind of annoying her. She's sleeping, but she's chilling. Okay, so we still got some problems, but it's okay. Overload member function not found. Because we added the signature here. But that should be, I believe, technically enough. So I think I need to also pass along in my process hacker mode activated. Okay, so the way I'm doing that, the enqueue, the hit stop data, like, I don't think there is a way for me to pass along this. Let me just compile and see what the problem could be. Yeah, syntax error. Expected an expression of type, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's definitely complaining about what I just did. So how can I properly pass along the affected actors here? Maybe it doesn't have to be like a U property. Maybe I could say like affected actors like this. And then maybe I can say like that. Will I get the data? I don't know. So we're doing a bunch of stuff here. Okay, that seemed to have worked. So, assuming I didn't break the global hit stops, we can kind of more or less copy what we're doing in here, but in the process local hit stops. But we need to change some things. So we have active local. And this is also, I think, local time dilation queue. Local time dilation queue. Queue, boom, boom, boom. Active, local. So we don't care at the moment about resetting global. Again, we don't care about global. Okay, so that seems okay. So we more or less just have to do for loops to like kind of reset things, for example, and then kind of go from there. So then I want to say, you know, for that affected actors, we want to say affected actor set not enable collision. We want to set custom, or is it just custom time dilation to 1? You more or less want to set it back. And yeah, so we have process local hit stop. So I want to say if active local time dilation and something like that. So we know we have affected actors. Then we do all that. Then we're getting the time dilation duration. And then we're getting the curve value at that time. So else, so if we're not doing curve, I don't think we need to do an else. Because yeah, this curve value is not really being used anywhere. What does float curve do? Okay, it was in the set global time dilation. So I want to say, so if that's, and then basically, I want to say, what do I need to say? Because there should be like, maybe like time, is it, so active, local, dot, lab time dilation. And then I guess I could say, then I can iterate over this. So I think that's okay. Let's find out. For some reason, yeah, the code just feels messy to me. But yeah, we're checking. Okay, so we got problems already. So term does not evaluate to a function taking 1 argument. Interesting. But what do I have to say? Affected thing, then I gotta say, is there like a set? So, oh, I have to do an equals. Okay. And gotta do that. Same down here. that. We got global hit stops and we got local. Let's see. All right, we compiled. That's huge. That's huge for us. But I don't know what will happen if I set both a global time dilation and a local time dilation at the same time. Might get some weird effects. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out the hard way. What could happen is, I don't know, like, because they're like, I also don't know what will happen when we try to process multiple. Like multiple of the same kind, like if I were to process two different curves for the local time dilation. Okay, so we got a compile error in the blueprint, but we know that because we cleaned up the data itself. I also don't know what we're going to get when we process these actors. I don't know if I'm properly instantiating it here when I'm adding the local hit stop. So we can find that out as well. So let's take a look at the blueprint. So we have, let's check global again. So let's make the time dilation 0.01 for 2 seconds. Let's see what we get. Okay, so that still works. Now, let's also test with a custom curve. Seems to still work. Awesome. Now let's try add local. And yeah, let's do the same. So affected actors. Let's make it just the player. So get avatar actor. Why the pause? Why the pause? Did I miss something? What do you mean? Why are we doing it? It's a hit stop stuff. Just so we can have like interesting hit stop effects. So we're making a subsystem for ourselves. Okay, so yeah, the hit stop almost worked. So something is not working there. So for a actor, oh, I'm stupid. Okay. It's an ordering issue. I'm deleting it, and then I'm telling it to do shit. So yeah, problem. So that should fix that. Yeah, big woof. I already finished my sugar-free Red Bull. Sad life. It gives you wings, though. I don't know. If it's sugar-free, I don't think it gives you wings. It gives you, like, I don't know, chicken wings or some stuff like that. It gives you stubs. Ow. My kitty scratched me. Because I'm annoying her. I'm sorry. Yeah, this morning, low key, I bought so many games again because I saw a TikTok. Bought like I think 4 games. I'm trying to remember even which ones I bought. I bought something called I bought Blade Chimera. I bought what else do we have? Blade Chimera, then I bought I'll see it. I'll know it when I see it kind of situation. 9 souls. Did I get Repo? I'm sure you told me what about that, but I don't remember what it is. After 9 souls, I also got Sable. No, I already had Sable. Oh yeah, I think I bought Sifu. Maybe also Solar Ash. Did I buy the remake to System Shock? I have some interesting games in here that I don't even know about. I think that's the... it just came out. It's like Lethal Company. Oh, okay. Let's check it out real quick. Oh my god, now it's a Steam summer... Not a Steam spring sale? Oh my god. Rough life. I definitely need to check out Lies of P. I know I'm supposed to be streaming right now, but let me just add stuff to my wish list real quick. Heard good things about Slay the Spire. I also heard good things about Balatro, but I don't know if I want to get into that. Indiana Jones. No, I already played Tiny Glade. If we can get some just Plat MTG. What's that? Slay the Spire is the GOAT. Do you guys have any other recommendations that I should wish list? Put them in chat. In the meantime, let me get back to what I'm supposed to be doing. So let's see. Oh, play Magic the Gathering. Okay, my bad. Alright, so we got hit stops and it cleans up. Boom. So that's local. So we got that. Now, let's see. Let's put in current target as well. Okay, so he's all that also breaks. let's see. Maybe it's because I'm just using a timeline to do this shaking, but let me see. So because I think I need to make that kind of effect, like the character shake thing. I gotta make it its own thing, I think, because using a timeline is weird. But like, I also need to take global time dilation and also custom time dilation, I think, into consideration. Now, if I were to ignore time dilation, what does that look like? I don't know, that doesn't look too good, so let me just leave that back on. Honestly, that's like a drastic example. But yeah, I don't know how to make this shake be properly independent. But I think that's okay for now. I'll have to look into that. But now we have global and local. Now let's also just add our time dilation curve test. Let's make sure. Again, we don't really want it on the enemy as well, but we're just testing things. So bam, boom. And then if we just do the player, let's also add an empty entry and see if we get a crash. We do. Awesome. So we definitely have to put in a check, which makes sense. Like, I feel like I need to do I feel like I should be doing like a cleanup at the beginning. So is it like, how do I always forget the syntax for a reverse for loop. So reverse for loop. I know I have to do like minus and all that stuff. So there's all that stuff. STD vector. So I should be able to do something akin to so that's auto. One off. So I feel like I have to do a reverse for loop. So I would like to ideally just remove the one that's not valid each time. So for let's see. So reverse for each loop with actor array. I'm kind of being a cheap ass with this AI, but whatever. So I do have to use integer. Yeah. So for int 32 I equals active blah, 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 -1 greater than minus. Awesome. And then more or less like this. Yes, remove that. Okay, so it kind of knew what I wanted to do. So now this should be safe to do. But I can just put also an if. Bye, Boo-Boo. My kitty just left. Okay, so that should be relatively clean code, quote unquote. Like low key, like I'm not making a mistake per se, but like I'm playing such long games at the moment. I kind of want to jump into shorter experiences because I'm still playing through Ghost of Tsushima. I'm at 37 hours on that. I beat the DLC without realizing I went through the DLC when I initiated the quest. So I did the whole DLC for that. I don't think I 100%ed it because there's some challenges and stuff that I didn't do. Then I'm looking into doing Horizon Forbidden West because the new combat director that we got for Witcher 4, he came from Horizon. He came from Guerrilla Games. So I want to play through this just so I can get more context and stuff that he worked on. And then me and my girlfriend were playing through Split Fiction, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, I want to jump into one of these other games. Like, I think I wrote it to myself in a message. Hold on. Yeah, I want to play through Sifu. Sifu is super interesting. I saw the episode of Secret Level, I think, with Sifu, and definitely was interested when I saw that. And I heard of it, and I forgot what it was called. And then someone from work asked if I played it, and I was like, I don't think I've ever heard of Sifu. And then he showed me it, and I was like, okay, yeah, I've heard of Sifu, but I just never played it. Okay, so the game that I'm thinking of is called Die in the Dungeon. It's like an action game, and you get basically slots of like where you roll your dice, and each dice shape affects, I think, defense and attack power and health and like something else. And then like each corresponding grid of the dice thing that you saw can like amplify other stuff. And it's like a turn-based thing from there. It looks pretty cool. Definitely want to check it out. So let's add that to the wish list. It's early access. Very positive. Might be worth checking out. Okay, so hopefully we now properly safeguarded ourselves. So if we were to now put an empty object in there, it should still play for me. I think. Let's look. I can't tell. So we punch. Let's take out the curve real quick. Let's just see if it plays. Yes, it does. Okay. So I'm assuming the time dilation is still valid. Maybe it's just not strong enough to notice. Let me just make it like hella long. Just to confirm. And by hella long, I mean 1 second. Yeah, that worked. So bing. Yep. Cool. So, one last test here. I think what I want to do is under here where I'm checking. So I'm checking if it's greater than 1, and then it's processing it. I think that's okay, actually. So realistically, with this hit stop, let me go ahead. Let's make something I kind of like here. So let's make a duplicate. We're gonna say f curve underscore hit stop light, and light hit stop. What I would like it to do. It starts us out at 0.01, which is good. So I think for light attacks, I think it makes a lot of sense for it to be at max 0.2 seconds, but like the 0.2 I always forget the button to focus on everything. Zoom to fit. There we go. So I think it should go to 0.15 and curve up from there. Let me also add it here. And also we're doing it with no actors in that array, just to see if it'll break. And it doesn't. Awesome. So I would much rather prefer the fact that in here I check first to see like if active, so if not, how do I want to say this? So I'm saying else. So I guess I would want to say like, so if this, then I want to check, you know, so if equals 0, this is where I want to do like that. I think, just so it doesn't bother going through. Let's see if that does anything for us. Now, I'm not too sure how I should test like potentially like overlapping requests. We'll have to see. Let's ask the AI about adding priorities here. So I can introduce a variable that determines the importance of the hit stop, which we already do. All that. Okay, so let's double check. So again, that's nothing connected, correct? Yeah. So let's see. That felt good. So let's see. Honestly, we have to add like multiple kinds of attacks and stuff like that to really understand like how good this would feel overall, but I think that's okay. So yeah, let's see if we could add a priority. So we have process, let's do process global first. So only replace if the new head stop has higher priority. So we have if active global time dilation, then we can say, so if well, they're saying trigger hit stop. So is this like I have to do like add? So I think I have to do it under the add thing. So I have to say like, okay, so if active global time dilation, then we can say if hit stop, whoops, stop priority, no. Is greater than that priority. So we're replacing it, and then I could say and then just else, I guess, here. I think that's correct. I don't know. I'm not sure how I should test this. Let's see if it just compiles first and foremost. Fail. Okay, so cannot convert. Okay, which line? 55. Okay, so I think the way I'm doing the enum comparison. Oh lord, what just happened? So line 55. Okay, so I have to say new first. So if there is an active global one, if this one has high priority, delete that. I feel like some weird stuff's gonna happen, but we'll see. And I'm not even sure how I'm gonna debug this and prove that it works or not. Don't know how I can write a functional tester, any sort of logging for it. Thanks for that Instagram reel, Bill. Appreciate that. Okay, so line 56 is still off. Okay, we need that. Let's try it one more time. Okay, so that passed. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, sorry for the nose picking. It's a habit. All right. Let's see if that broke anything when we just don't do anything different. Let's just see if we process the hit stop correctly at the same time here. Seems fine. Okay, so let's see what happens now if I do add global hit stop. We do one that's half the speed for 10 seconds at normal. And then we do another one after all that. That is 0.01 for 3 seconds. That is at critical. So what should happen is it goes a little slow and then it goes extremely slow. And that seems good. Now, if I were to switch now the last one to low, and this one being normal, it should basically... Hold on. Give me just a second, guys. Yola, go. Ooh. The kitty was in the plants. Boo boo. No. What are you doing? Look at all the people. Apologize to the people. Okay, go. Okay. So... Oh my god, she just went right back into it. Give me just a second, guys. Wait. No. Look at it. Sorry for that. We had to kick the kitty out of the room for a little bit. So again, what should happen is we should be just moving at slow speed for 10 seconds. So should eventually go, yeah. Okay, so that's good. So now we should be able to add similar methods to local. So I should be able to just copy that. And then like pretty much paste this, change this to local. Is it like active local? Everything's active local. I should make helper functions for stopping. So there should be like so stop all time dilation requests, I guess. Stop all global and stop all local. So I could say, I guess I can say that, and then I can just say something like this. That's local. That's wrong. So if active local time dilation, I basically want to do basically want to do that. So that should be good. And then global. If so active global time dilation. That. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's test the priority queue for the local. Then we'll test the stopping of all the requests. And then we'll see what happens when we make both a custom time dilation and a global time dilation request. And then I also want to see if I could fix the clamping side of this constructor, because like clamp doesn't minimize to 0.01. And I'd like it to, just to save my ass. In the meantime, let's look back on Steam here. It's on my wish list. What games do I have on my wish list? Team Fight Manager. I don't really care about that. Can I remove that? Okay. I mean, do I have to just unwish list it like this? Jello, I want to keep on there. Holston, yes. This game looks really, really good too. Oh, there's a demo? Yes. Let's download the demo for that. Yeah, level 13. Shout out to Joe for launching this. I don't know if you're still watching, Bill. But if you remember Joe from Arizona times, he launched this game. Definitely check it out. There is a button under Add to Cart to remove from the wish list. Oh, okay. I'm blind as fuck. So Lazapes, all that stuff is there. Cool. Okay, Holston demo completed. Awesome. Yeah, level 13. What else? Any other recommendations since we have a spring sale going on? I didn't realize there was a DLC for Outer Wilds. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I definitely should check out Dragon's Dogma. Under 40 zloty. Check out some of this stuff. Get maybe some gems. Assassin's Creed Origins is under 40. Okay. Awesome. I think I heard a content warning. I think it's multiplayer. Yeah, online co-op, everything. Okay, we'll see. Okay, so again, now we gotta test our local hit stop versions. Because, like, my concern potentially is like we could have 2 local hit stop requests that have like different data sets and stuff. But and at the same priority. Let's see. So local hit stop. So we'll drop you in, drop you in. So this is normal priority. Then we'll just do this one. We'll say this is low priority. We'll make this really low. Again for 3 seconds. So ideally we won't see any change. We should see just half speed for my character, which we do. But then if I were to make this one high, we should see the overriding, which we do. Great. Now, because yeah, end ability happens on blend out and everything like that, so it might be difficult to test this next part, but let's see. I wanted to just do so. remove all, or is it just requests? So stop all local time dilation requests. So it should just immediately, or within a short duration, just stop it, which it seems like it does. Now, what if I were to call stop all global without there being a global? Do I get any sort of crash? No. And of course my hit stop is playing because it's local. Now if I were to say stop all time dilation requests, it should work and hopefully not crash or anything. And it looks like that's the case. So that's awesome. I can only assume this will work for a curve too. So now hit stop test. I made the curve 1 second. So it should see still the same results. Yeah. Okay. I think we have everything we need, honestly. So I'm happy about that. So I think we're done with this hit stop system, honestly. I think it handles everything that we want. Is the code perfect and clean? I have no clue. But that's not for me to decide. All I have to decide is what to do with the time that's given to me. So we're going to say that that's done. What I would like to do is just plan out a little bit more of the kind of design intention that I want to have with the kind of gameplay. I know you guys can't really read that too well, so let me zoom in a little bit. So I just want to say, you know, I guess combat design outline. Here's what I want. I want to have, I want the player to have activatable abilities, which we have, right? So activatable abilities, cooldown, magic cost, resource cost, whatever it might be. Spell activatable abilities correct. I want these abilities to have perks with points. I want it to be passive abilities. But when I say passive, I kind of mean I want there to be like a global game manager. Dynamically grants both positive and negative effects. I want the player to be able to, I don't know how I want to label them. I don't want to really label them as like cards or anything, but I want there to be like purchasable, I don't know if that's a word. Purchasable, I don't want to say potion items that can heal, grant other attribute effects, you know, more damage, less cooldown, etc. But I also want there to be items that can, you know, negate global game manager effects. So like say like in between waves and things like that, you decide to purchase like a item that says, okay, negates whatever is the current, or either negates or I don't know if what's the word? It's not negate, but nullifies maybe. Nullify, remove all global effects, for example, or just negative ones. So you can like purchase these items in between waves, and then you can basically counteract the game master, where it says like the game system's just like, oh, you have 20% more incoming damage, so you're weaker. So you could be like, no, I negate that, and then the game manager has like a cooldown when it tries to do something else. I think that would be cool. And yeah, when it comes to general combat stuff, I think I believe like Lives of P has a similar system. I haven't played that, so I can't be 100% certain. But we want to have like I want to say melee attacks fuel the magic resource used for special abilities and magic stance. So magic, so melee attacks fuel, replenish. Magic costs, so I guess, magic stance plus activatable. Again, spelling that wrong. Oops. Abilities cost magic resource. I don't know if we want to introduce like a separate stamina thing for melee, kind of like a Black Myth Wukong situation. But I think that should be good. Then I know I want to have some enemy types. Again, I don't know how I want to scope this as best as I can. So enemy types. So rush just moves towards player and attacks with melee short range. So range, keeps distance, throws projectiles. I want to say one as a, I don't think enchanter is the right one, but we'll say enchanter anyway. Buffs enemies, keeps distance. I don't know if I want to introduce bosses in any kind of capacity. That might be maybe too much. Trying to think what other archetypes there are, because I'm sure there definitely is. Like hit and run, finds opportunity, flanks, attacks and runs, maybe defenders, shields enemies, techs. I guess defenders, or maybe there's healers. Keeps distance, heals, shields enemies, protects, stays near allies. I feel like that's a pretty big scope of enemy types. I want to have like AoE, maybe periodically slams, causing waves, ripple effects. So we got enemy types, and then the crux of the combat system really is waves of enemies I just want to have this stuff written down, just so I have like kind of the goal to move towards. So yeah, we do need motion warping. We know that. Yeah, and we're actually going to be working on this anyway. Next, with the melee system, max mana. Yeah, we definitely need to figure out what we want to do for that, and then yeah, attack damage, stats, and stuff like that. Damage pipeline stuff. We'll keep that in mind for a little bit. Yeah, melee trace, melee data system stuff. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, update the magic stuff. Yes, stamina stuff. Yes, yes. We did the nameplate. I'm not too happy yet with it, but that's whatever. Dodging. Charge super jump stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure. Crashes, we got rid of I am GUI for now, so let's not really concern themselves. Yeah, so I'm considering just there being only one resource, and you kind of have to balance that resource where your melee attacks and maybe some other stuff are generating this resource for you, and then you spend it through your active abilities. Maybe itemization can also do that, so you have an item or a potion that grants this back for you if you want to have like a burst of it. And I guess we would have to play with like your type of melee attacks that do it and how they kind of regenerate it. Like, do you do light attacks to like generate slowly but like small amounts but rapid at a time? Or do we use heavy attacks, and like why would you use light attacks versus heavy attacks in any sort of context? Like maybe heavy attacks are the ones that bump them away. Not sure, really. Gotta just figure that out. But yeah, where were we? Yeah, waves of enemies. Killing enemies rewards you points and scores. Scoring similar to DMC. High score combo gives more points to spend after each set of waves. Players can spend the points on items, new abilities, and new perks. And then ideally, you know, each wave gets harder, more enemies, more game. What is the term that I wrote up here? So more game manager interference. When player dies, game over. High score added. Maybe the multiplayer aspect can be just like, you know, leaderboards. And I wouldn't mind making it a possible like roguelike. Start from scratch. But maybe you, because like maybe you can also spend points on attribute changes, and then these attribute changes carry over. But if I have a leaderboard or things like that, I don't know if it would make sense to have such scoring if it's like a roguelite. But start from scratch, keep attribute changes, but perks and abilities are wiped. I think that's enough, if I'm going to be honest. Like, that's a good amount. I don't know how long it's going to be until I get into like the enemy side of stuff. We're still working on a lot of stuff. Because yeah, once we get the melee system in, and I would need to work on like the hit effects system. And this is like, you know, how we manage gameplay cues. how we manage gameplay cues for instigator and target, how we manage hit stops, how we manage, and now hit overlay materials, how we manage character shake vibration, like the character itself, how we manage, and yeah, when I say gameplay cues, I mean things like we want to do camera shakes, force feedback, VFX, SFX eventually. I don't know when that's going to be a thing. What's this next thing? How we manage UI shakes, etc. Like these two are going to be pretty major systems. Then we can kind of jump into the magic attribute, maybe just rework how I'm using stamina. I don't know if I want to rename it or anything, but we'll see. Because yeah, there's we had ideas for the stamina attribute used for dodging, like primary attack and secondary attack, but I'm not sure. We're gonna have to figure out what the purpose of heavy attacks will be in this context. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I'm going to take out stuff about stamina attribute for now. Passive regen stuff we don't really care about. So yeah, the character nameplate stuff, it's at a decent point, but we need to just... I don't know if it needs to be a little cleaner or not. I'm not sure if I like how it looks. Maybe I'm just being too nitpicky. I don't know. But yeah, eventually the UI bar, the abilities on the right, they're going to be basically, I would like it to be either right trigger or left trigger. I'm going to say right trigger will show the ability bar, and then right trigger and then A, B, X, Y will be those abilities. And then maybe the D-pads will be your different items that you might purchase. Like healing and stamina and maybe other things that we can make as like fun little items. And then yeah, stance switching is right bumper, so we're gonna have to put some indication which stance you're in. So you're like doing this stance, you're spending stamina and stuff. So yeah, there won't be passive regen in that sense of the thing. Where basically you say, okay, you're spending all this, and then, you know, you gotta switch your stance, and then as you're punching, you're regaining, you know, some sort of stamina. You could do like minimal damage. You can bump into this thing to make melee do a lot of damage. I want you to have like pretty rapid fire light attacks, and then the heavy attack can be like something like, you know, this that you're seeing. And then yeah, we have jumping, but yeah, jumping is on tap release, which may not be good because, you know, we have this charge jump, which maybe that's cool. I don't know, but and yeah, I'm not sure. I guess I guess I didn't fix that issue. I guess there is an issue where, you know, you have the low health and it's red, but then it doesn't go away, the red. It doesn't shut off. I can also do ignore stamina cost, right? Ignore ability cost. Should just be able to do it now, yes. So I kind of want you to like actively switch in between your stances. So you know, you spend all your stance on like this, and then you jump here, and then you kind of go back when you have more, and you can activate these abilities. And maybe like the shielded enemies, there could be like ones that have like a physical shield that block your melee, while others have like a magic shield that blocks your projectiles and things like that. Yeah, so it doesn't seem like I shut off the flashing red. So let me just add that to our list of stuff. So bugs, tasks. So health bar doesn't stop flashing. When above threshold. So yeah, I think we're at a good spot. We have some ideas in our heads. We have some things we want to try. I'm surprised that the hit stop system was managed to get done as quickly as it did. So happy about that. So yeah, that's where I am going to end it for this one, guys. So thank you all for watching. I always appreciate it. For those already following, I appreciate it. For those watching that aren't following me here on Twitch, a follow would be much appreciated. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, we'll probably stream again, maybe on Sunday, if not the next Tuesday. And we'll jump into our Melee local player subsystem to see if we can get that looking good and working good. That'll maybe take a little bit, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. Because yeah, maybe we'll have weapons. I'm not sure. Yeah, definitely join the Discord. Always, make sure to follow me on Twitter. And also YouTube. So yeah. Thanks so much again for watching, guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time.